Hey, what's up, everybody? Eric here, and today I am talking about the intake process for new clients. Now, I've worked for some agencies that have a really good intake process, and I've worked for some agencies that struggle a little bit. And in that time, I've learned some best practices. So today, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share some best practices with you. But with that being said, you should always ask your manager, supervisor, or your agency on what their best practices are and make sure you're doing things correctly. Okay, intake process, best practices. Let's get started. And by the way, I don't think I'll be here more than 5 or 6 minutes because I respect your time. You got things to do, right? So this is going to be a popcorn training. Let's get started. Intake process. So initially, you'll get a referral from your agency, and they'll ask you if you want to accept that referral. It's important that you do your due diligence before accepting that referral and make sure it's the right referral for you. You may want to call the FCM or the family case manager. You may want to talk to your supervisor if they have more information about the client or the case or the family or the dynamics happening within the case. And again, make sure it's the right case for you. Not every case is right for every case manager. Okay. Next, once you do formally accept that referral, I would suggest you email the FCM, again, or the family case manager, and your supervisor, and just quickly introduce yourself, your strengths, maybe a little bit of experience that you have in the field or experience that you may be able to assist the clients with. Okay, that goes a long way. Next, you want to reach out to your client. Now, this is just me personally. I typically start with a text message. Right, that helps warm things up a little bit. And now the text message will be a little bit more ambiguous, but it'll say something like this. Hi, my name is Eric, and I've been assigned to your case. I'm here to help you resolve whatever issues there are and to get it done as efficiently as possible. Feel free to reach out to me, and I would love to connect with you and move this case along. Boom, something like that. Even that's a little bit wordy, but you get the point. Okay, hopefully I get a response from that. If I don't get a response from that within a few hours, then I'll call the client and introduce myself that way. Now, before I call my client, I do a little bit of self-checking. I want to make sure that that first phone call is going to be a productive phone call. So I'm very intentional about my tone. I'm very intentional about the word choices that I use. And I want my clients to understand that I am there to help them. I'm there to assist them. I'm here to not necessarily be on their side, but I am on their side in the sense that I am there to help them achieve their treatment plan goals and get their case resolved if at all possible. Now, we'll talk about what treatment plan goals are in just a second. But in that initial phone call, I promise you, if you take some time, make sure you're using the correct word choice, your tone is good, you're going to get a lot out of your clients, right? You're going to help them relieve some of that stress, relieve some of that, defense, and it'll help the case build a little bit of momentum, okay? So after that initial phone call, right, I typically will set up a face-to-face meeting with the client if possible, face-to-face meeting physically face-to-face, and I'll schedule that at a public place like a library or something like that. Why? Mostly for safety. You never know what someone has happening in their home. So those first meetings may not be their home may not be the best place to have that. Okay, I have personally had some really scary situations happen. I've had a gun pulled on me in someone's home, and that happened because I didn't use proper judgment, and because I got a little too lax with my with situational awareness. Now, I'm not saying that to scare you, but I am saying that because a lot of people enter this field, we get a little bit too relaxed, and things happen. So be careful. Those first initial meetings, try to schedule them in the community if possible. If it's not possible and you have to do it in a home, make sure your supervisor is aware of where you're at. Okay, that's not violating HIPAA. Your supervisors can know where you're at, and they should know where you're at, especially if you're meeting someone in their home, and they should know the time and the duration that you plan to be there. Okay, speaking on time and duration, when you do physically meet with your client, and sometimes even when you call them, I would be very intentional about how much time you plan on spending with that client. Make sure they know you're only going to be there 30 minutes or an hour, etc. Again, that helps them know that you respect their time. Okay. Next, You want to make sure you email your FCM after that initial meeting and start to formulate some treatment plan goals. What is a treatment plan goal? Well, a treatment plan goal is what you are there to help the client achieve. Maybe the client needs parent education classes. Maybe the client needs domestic violence mitigation assistance. Maybe the client needs community resources. All these things may be laid out in the referral, sometimes not. So when you first meet with your client, I would recommend starting with very small, you heard me right, small treatment plan goals that can be accomplished and help you and the client build some momentum. For example, maybe your initial treatment plan goal is to get the paperwork out of the way and to schedule 2 or 3 meetings within 2 or 3 weeks, something along these lines, okay? That is something that can be achieved in a short amount of time, and it's something that's tangible, okay? Then from there, once you build a little bit of momentum with a treatment plan goal, you can expand it, right? Something like, instead of saying, hey, I'm going to resolve all my clients' domestic violence issues, maybe let's get the client enrolled in a domestic violence class, okay? That may be easier said than done sometimes. So with that being said, it's going to be important that when you are setting treatment plan goals, that you start from scratch, meaning you got to start with a SMART goal. What is a SMART goal? A SMART goal is a goal that is specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's relevant to their life, and it's timely. We call that a SMART goal. The S is for specific, the M is for measurable, the A is for attainable, the R is for relevant, and the T is for timely. Start setting SMART goals for your client in the beginning, and this will help build the momentum. And once they see that they're getting some things done and you see they're getting things done, you can broaden the treatment plan goals. Okay, guys, that is the initial intake process. We're going to recap and then we're done. And I apologize, guys, I'm over just a little bit on my time, but let's do a quick recap. Again, you need to, when you get your referral, you're going to take some time, make sure it's the right referral for you, do your due diligence, call the case manager, make sure, and your supervisor, get as much information as you can. Once you decide that this is the right referral for you, yay, congratulations, let's get started working. You're going to text your client, introduce yourself. Again, tone is going to be really important. Word choice is going to be really important. You're helping your client understand that you're there to advocate for them and help them is super important. Okay, all of these things will help get the case going and build momentum. Be very specific about how much time you plan on speaking with your client on the phone or meeting face-to-face with them. Be very specific with that. Hey, I only need to meet with you for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, etc. And don't go over that time, guys. Respect your client's time. Even though you're getting paid probably per hour, respect your client's time. It'll go a long way. And then lastly, make sure you're building treatment plan goals that are manageable and that are attainable. Remember SMART goals before anything else. SMART goal, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. This will help build momentum, it'll help build confidence, and it'll help your client to feel more empowered, which will make you a better caseworker. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. That is the intake process from start to almost finish, sort of. There's a little bit more, but I'm over my time, so I'm going to end this video now. Again, I'm Eric with SMART Goals. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.